Round 19 had us pegged against the best in the competition. Came out guns blazing too, but slowly we let control of the game just slip through our fingers on a very cold, wet, windy, miserable night at Domain Stadium. Ben Roberts was 14 points in the end, obviously felt a lot closer throughout the game. Got to hold your heads up high. Cracking game to watch though, wasn't it?
It was. Probably the good thing to come out of it is that the Eagles boys know that their best footy stands up against the best team in the comp. And geez, the test doesn't get any easier this week with the team wins-loss-wise best team in the comp in Freo.
Yes, the boys led for the majority of the night. 3 posters in the first half too would have had Eagles fans cringing. You need everything to go right on nights like these against Hawthorn. And sadly it didn't. Speaking of not going right, Mark Lecca offered a week from his bump on James Frawley. Probably seems about right, Benny. He had to leave with a concussion rule and was a bit groggy throughout the contest.
Yeah, no, these things aren't accepted in football anymore. The head-eye contact's always dangerous if you do make it accidental or otherwise. So the club will make a decision on that one in the next 24 hours, Thumper.
Jeremy McGovern out of the game in the final quarter. Hamstring issues. Not a great sign for the club, seeing as though he's missed the 2 weeks. What are your thoughts, Benny?
Yeah, look, a lot of noise around this. There's always a danger period when you come back for your first game. He was ticked off medically. He did all the tests, did the big sessions in the week leading up.
So playing in the ruck, didn't have any influence like some of the fans are suggesting?
Well, no. Well, medically he was ticked off and ready to go. So, you never know. It's impossible to say. But as Simo said after the game, that's footy. They played him. It looks like it hasn't turned out. We'll find out more tomorrow on the HBF Health and Medical Update.
Gaff well over 30 touches yet again.
35.
Yeah, All-Australian burst surely staring down the barrel right there. Conditions suiting Matty Prittis to a T. Geez, he had a sensational game. But we saw Matty Rosa take the subs vest for the first time in a long time. What were your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, interesting. Matty hasn't had the vest, as you say, for ages. But
rotating through mids, it seems,
well, I was going to say, it could be to do with load management. Finals coming up, all the boys are a bit tired, sore spots here and there. So perhaps just giving the guys who'd been the sub just a little bit of a full game this week, and Matty Rosa, who's had a good sustained period of footy, a little bit of a spell this week.
Couple of clever goals we did see on Saturday night as well. Enjoyed Cripps' little pickpocket here. That is the clear definition of a goal sneak, that one.
Yeah, thief in the night, love it. Well done, Cripper. People say, geez, they're saying it a lot too, Thumper, he's the #1 defensive forward in the comp.
You've been saying it for weeks, Benny.
Yep, and now just showing his prowess offensively as well.
That's
so
it.
If you don't mind. Speaking of offensively, a man who's been deep in defence all year. Just turned back the clock, Will Schofield here. Just thought, no, I'm just going to remind everyone that I can still be a dashing defender and kick it long when I want to.
Hasn't done it in a while. It's not just about goals here though, Benny. I want to give kudos to other players. Shara Wellingham's chase on Brad Hill, that was very critical on the match. Obviously, Brad Hill, everyone knows how quick this bloke is, could have streamed into an open goal, but Wellingham Chase, not giving up, forced Brad Hill to just sort of change his mind, switch the balls in, and our defence did the rest to really mop that one up.
Yep, it's the little things that get things done, and that's a little thing from Sharrod that went a long way. How about, can I just throw out something, if you don't mind?
Go on.
How about Scotty Lycett? He's coming underdone in terrible circumstances, obviously. He's had a really, really good game. As we said, he's only played 90 minutes for East Perth over the last week or so. So to come in and have 8 tackles, that shows that not only are you jumping up and getting all the hit-outs, you're hitting the deck and working hard as well. So well done, Scotty Lycett, to come in and perform like that. Well done.
Couldn't agree more. It's time for the roast of the round, and we did have our 3 entries, so we are thrilled with the viewer response at the moment. This wasn't one of them, though. We're going to put Xavier Ellis into this one. This was one of the best marks of the night, going back in defence, what X loves to do. But then he's gone and given the ball straight up. Almost been a goal to the Hawks. That would have been absolutely disastrous and probably the winner of the roast.
Might have been watching his own replay on the big screen, maybe. I know he's
a bit distracted.
Big fan of his own work. But how about this one? People at the ground wouldn't have noticed it, but what about watching on TV? Now, the cameraman is getting all artsy-fartsy and showing us the score. Do they not know that the score's on the bottom corner of the whole game?
It's there the entire game. How about that one? What about, I think we need to go outside of Domain Stadium for just a minute. Did you see Thompson and Rewalt fighting over this ball? Does anyone want to tell them the rules to the AFL of a ball up? They know they're not getting this ball back, right? But they're still fighting over it.
I did see this.
Well, what are they doing?
They've always seemed to do this. They want to be the one that gives the ball back to the umpire. I reckon maybe it's so that they're in the face of the umpire. Brownlow vote time, maybe. But geez, that one went
Jack Rewalt's a smoky if I've ever seen one.
That was a bit awkward though, and a bit long, didn't it?
It was. was,
silly.
it was. And we're going back to the main stadium viewers,
We're finally
right?
back if we're back home. What about Shep here, just chasing and then suddenly gets the block from someone you probably don't expect to get the block from. Didn't like it overly.
The Shepherd on Shepherd.
Yeah, correct.
That was awesome. That was sent in by one of our viewers as well. But the winner through the other two responses, so the overwhelming majority got in. And it was, of course, the out of bounds or the lack of call for Jared Roughhead, which led to the Shields goal.
Is there a net?
Oh, are we at a bad angle, Benny? I mean, it's the broadcast angle. It's not Joe Blows from the sideline who does the officiating, who seems to be there for the call. Jeez, it was an important decision, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Just got our noses in front and then that happens. Look,
what can you say, mate?
You can't say definitively unless you're Brian Taylor. Then you can sort of say what you
Oh,
like.
What do you think his views were?
Force of his body, and now Roughhead. That was out of bounds. That was out of bounds. That was out of bounds. That was out of bounds.